Hello friends and welcome back. This is Dr. Janardhan Paro from TC College Baramati. Friends, in last video we people have seen the importance of research hypothesis in research, and from that we can understand how the hypothesis is important when you want to undertake a research. Without the hypothesis, somebody said that will be called as aimless wandering. Aimless wandering means what? We roam here and there, we wander here and there without any aim, and it can be called as aimless wandering. So in this video we are going to talk about the features or characteristics of good hypothesis. Definitely already the concept of hypothesis we have seen. Now we are going to understand the concept of good hypothesis, and after that we are going to talk about characteristics of good hypothesis or features of good hypothesis. What should be or how the good hypothesis should be, or for what we can call as good hypothesis. If you want to frame a good hypothesis, what it should contain, that we are going to see in this particular video. So see, hypothesis we have seen thoroughly. Now we are going to talk about the concept of good hypothesis. What do you mean by good? Good means what? Which is suitable to your research, which is totally appropriate to your research, which will be helpful to make your research process simple, which will be useful for making or drawing your conclusions and suggestions properly. And that kind of hypothesis is called what? Good hypothesis, which will be useful for conducting the research, which will be a stimulator to conducting the research activity, which will boost the motivation of researcher, and that kind of hypothesis is called as good hypothesis. So in this video we are going to talk about the characteristics of a good hypothesis. So friends, the first one that they have given is conceptual clarity. You see, whenever you want to go for framing your research hypothesis, first care you people have to take, and that care is called as whatever concepts you are writing in the form of hypothesis, those should be very clear. And if there is no clarity in the concepts, definitely those are the hazardous things in the process of research. So what they have said, the first characteristics of good hypothesis is conceptual clarity. If the concepts are clear in the mind of researcher, definitely he or she will frame a good hypothesis, and once the good hypothesis is framed, that will be useful for conducting the entire research work or entire research activity in days to come. And this is what we can understand the importance of this particular first feature called conceptual clarity. Moving on to the second feature, second characteristics, that is empirical reference. Reference. So see, as far as this empirical is concerned, understanding the concept of empirical, this word is little bit new for you guys, but I am going to tell you the meaning of what this empirical is based on some investigation. Empirical is nothing but what? It is based on some investigation, it is based on some judgments, it is based on own experiences or experiences of the respondents, experiences of the researchers, and that is called what? Empirical reference. So research must have an ultimate empirical reference. No usable hypothesis can be embody moral judgments. So here they have been talked about their own experiences in terms of the researcher, experience in terms of the respondents which are there for the study. Those should be clearly mentioned, and if it is there, definitely it can be called as good hypothesis. Moving on to the third element or third characteristic of good hypothesis, that is objectivity. So look at this particular point. Hypothesis must be objective, which facilitates objectivity in data collection, keeps the research activity free from researchers' value judgment. So see, as far as the objectivity of hypothesis is concerned, There should be an objectivity instead of subjectivity. There should not be any sort of personal judgments and values while conducting the research. It should be very, very objective when we go for data collection, when we go for conducting the activity of research, and definitely it becomes good hypothesis. Specificity, it should be very specific, should not be general, should not be vague. And when your hypothesis is very specific, definitely you can achieve your appropriate research outcomes, your expected research outcomes. And this is what they have said, there should be a specificity also. And this one is one of the good characteristics of a good research. Then relevant, the hypothesis should be relevant to the problem being studied as well as the objectives of the study. Hypothesis must have relevance with theory under test in the research process. So whatever hypothesis you are going to frame for your research, there should be a relevance. It should be related to the hypothesis, the point you people have taken for the study. It should be related to the theory. It should be the test that you are conducting during the part of research or during that particular research, and that is called what? Relevance between the theories, test and the hypothesis and the process that you are undertaking for conducting the research, and that is called what? Relevant. Testability, whatever hypothesis you are taking for your research, those should be tested, those should have a ability to test. And this is what, whatever hypothesis we are framing for research, those should be verified. And how the hypothesis can be verified? Those can be verified by using some tests, and we are going to see so many tests in days to come when we go for the actual project in semester 4. So there you can understand whatever hypothesis you are framing for your project or research, those should be testable, those should have test ability. If there is no testability, those hypotheses are not good in terms of research, friends, or those hypotheses can be called as useless hypothesis. Moving on to the next characteristics of good hypothesis, and that is consistency. See, why consistency is required in hypothesis? There should be a consistency between different hypotheses. What they have said, that I am going to tell you. A hypothesis should be consistent with an existing body of theories, research findings and other hypotheses. It should correspond with existing knowledge. So see, there should be a consistency between these kind of things. What are those things? Existing body of theories, research findings, other hypotheses and existing knowledge also. If there is no consistency between all those things, those are useless hypotheses. So every researcher has to make the correlationship between, has to make a consistency between these two kind of things, and this is what it is called as consistency. Next one is simplicity, that we are going to see. As far as the hypothesis of your research is concerned, it should be very simple. It should be simple in terms of what? In terms of understanding the concept. And when your hypothesis is very simple, you can use that hypothesis for conducting the research. As somebody said that if you want to predict the outcomes of your research, that can be identified, that can be understood by looking at the hypothesis. So friends, while going for framing the hypothesis, you people have to talk about the simplicity also. You people have to think about the simplicity of hypothesis also. So this is what they have said. A hypothesis should be formulated in simple and understandable terms or understandable manner. It should acquire fewer conditions and assumptions. This is what it is there, or it should require fewer and conditions and assumptions. So these are the two more what do we call it, characteristics of good hypothesis. Moving on to the next one, availability of techniques. So while going for framing a good hypothesis, you people have to see, or as a researcher you must make sure what methods are available, what techniques are available, and then make your hypothesis. And if you are going to consider all these points while selecting or while framing your hypothesis, those are useful in days to come while conducting your researches. Then purposiveness. The researcher must formulate only purposeful hypothesis if people are going to see the purpose here. So purpose of research should be reflected from your hypothesis, and that is called as purposiveness. So if you understand the purpose, definitely that purpose can be there in your statement of hypothesis, and if you are able to add that purpose in your statement of hypothesis, definitely your hypothesis will be good, and there is no need to go for any other technique, and that can be used to conduct your research in days to come. Then verifiability. So see, hypothesis should have this ability to verify the things. So see, hypothesis should have this kind of feature or this kind of character itself for verification purpose. A good hypothesis can be actually verified in practical terms. So see, whatever hypothesis which we people have framed, that can be used for the purpose of verification, and this is what it is very important. This particular or a good hypothesis should have this ability of verification, which is called as verifiability, and it should be there, and if it is there, we call it is a very good hypothesis as far as hypotheses are concerned. Then profundity of effect. Understand the meaning of word profundity, and that you can understand by looking at the statement. A good hypothesis should have profound effect upon a variety of research variables. So see, here we are going to find out how it can be useful, how it is important when we go for understanding the effect of hypothesis on the entire research or entire variables of the research, and if those are profound, definitely that will be useful to understand the concept of research. And this one is one of the important aspect of good hypothesis. And the last characteristics, which is also important as far as good hypothesis is concerned, economical. The expenditure of money and the time can be controlled if the hypothesis underlying the research undertaken is good. See, if you want to frame a good hypothesis, there are certain characters, but the last character of that good hypothesis is very important. It should be economical. It should not be costly. It should not be time consuming. Economical in terms of what? In terms of money and time that we are spending for that particular hypothesis. If your hypothesis is taking huge amount of money and huge amount of time, then your research will be prolonged, research will be delayed, and that is not good for the researcher, as well as that is not good a sign of good hypothesis. And this is what every researcher has to take care of, economic aspect of economic and time aspects also while framing research hypothesis. So friends, in this video we people have seen so many characteristics of good hypothesis. I hope you people have understood all those characteristics. If not, please go through this video again and again and ask me your doubts and queries by using this online platform. Till then, stay connected, stay tuned, and thank you very much.